Hey everybody, welcome to math class. Before we get started with the brand new subject this week, I want to make sure that you have finished your math test from last Friday. If you have not submitted your test from last Friday, and I am missing a few, then I want you to pause this video, go to your Illuminate page, and finish your math test first. Then you can come back to the video. The topic that we're going to be learning about this week, not fractions, is volume. This kind of volume is not the kind of volume that I'll bet you're thinking. You're probably thinking, turn the TV volume up. Give me the remote so I can turn the volume up. This is a different kind of volume. This kind of volume is the measurement of how many or how much space is inside of an object. So if I wanted to measure the volume of this tissue box, I'm going to learn how to do that today. If I wanted to measure how much space is inside of this toothpaste box, I'm going to do that today. If I wanted to measure how much space, what is the volume of this jewelry box, I can do that after today. When we're measuring the volume of something, we have three different directions that we have to measure. We have to measure the length of that object times the width of that object times the height of that object. Everybody hold up three fingers. Length times width times height. That's how I figure out the volume of an object. We're not going to use a ruler today. We'll do that later this week. But for today, I want us just to use these little cubes. Oops, didn't mean to throw it. I want us to use these little cubes. Thank you, Miss Smith, for letting me borrow your cubes. So I'm going to take my tissue box to start with, and I'm going to measure length times width. Y'all do that first. Don't worry about the height yet. We'll get it in a minute. When we measure the length times the width, that gives us a base, a bottom, something that we can build higher and higher up on. So let's first of all measure the length and the width. As I'm looking at this tissue box, and I've already kind of measured it out before I press the record button, it looks like that the length and the width are the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cubes. And then if I turn it this way, I also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cubes. So the length times the width is 6 times 6. So on my piece of paper, I'm going to write that the length is 6 and the width is 6. And when I multiply the length times the width, that's going to give me the bottom of this shape, or the base of this shape. Grab those counting charts. I know you have them. What is 6 times 6? If you've got your counting chart, I bet you got it right. The base of this object, or the bottom of this object, is 36, because the length, 6, times the width, 6, equals 36. I've measured 2 of my directions. Now I need to measure the third and final direction, which is the height. So I'm going to grab yellow cubes to measure my height. So right here I have my length and my width, and I've already kind of pre-measured this as well. And it's, I think I gotta get rid of one of them, it's too much. That's about right, pretty close anyway. So when we measure that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, let's line it up one more time. I think yeah, that's pretty close. It's a little bit, this little nub is making it look a little bit higher, but it's pretty close to 7. So the height is 7. So on my paper, I'm going to write 7. So my length is 6, my width is 6, my height is 7. 6 times 6 times 7 will give me my volume. I've already done 6 times 6 is 36, my base. So now I'm going to take 36 and multiply it times my height, times 7. I'm going to need to stack that up because I don't know what 36 times 7 is in my head. So let's stack it up. 36 times 7 equals 252. So my volume of this tissue box is 252. Now I'm not quite finished because I have to label this. I have to tell the world, am I measuring in inches or feet or yards or what? What unit am I measuring in? Well, today we're just measuring in these little units right here. So I'm gonna label it not inches, not feet, because I'm not doing inches and feet. I'm gonna label it with a U, and the U stands for unit. I'm still not through. I have to tell the world now how many different directions I measured. I measured the length, got it. I measured the width, got it. And I measured the height. So how many directions did I measure this Kleenex box in? 3. So up above the U, I'm gonna put a teeny tiny number 3. That lets the world know that the amount of volume in this Kleenex box is 252. Not 252 inches, not 252 feet. It's 252 units measured 3 directions. 252 units cubed. There are lots of other things that we can measure. We can measure the toothpaste box. I would take my units, I would line them up. I need some more than I have right here, and I could measure them. Now, I realize you probably don't have these cubes at home, but if you have blocks, if you have a little brother or little sister that has blocks, you can also use those to line objects up and measure them. So walk around your house if you've got some sort of blocks that you have, and you can find different things around your house to practice measuring the volume. In the meantime, you will also find loaded onto your Google Classroom some pages that we have put up for you. One of them, looks like this. And it's really, they've got the cubes printed for you. So I'm gonna work a couple of these, and I'll be back in just a flash to help you work some of these together with you on your math paper. Be right back.